Hello and welcome once again to Putzin with CJ, where I'm going to be playing some more double-dealing character, Touhou 14. For those of you who don't know, this is a bullet hell shooter, which means I am going to get destroyed by little magical girls trying to kill me with lasers. And, before I start, how is the music sounding for you guys? Because this game likes to be rather loud, but I don't want to have the music hidden, because I'm a huge fan of the music that this game has. Yes, Fleos, we are live, and thank you for joining me. I hope this is to your liking, in case you've never seen this game before. And if you haven't seen this game before, you can always head to Putzin.com to purchase it for $14.99 US. Unfortunately, though, it is the pure Japanese version, not the translated. Alright, music's a bit loud. How about now? Does it seem like a good balance at the moment? Another easy way to test this would be, let's try some of the in-game music here. It's not too loud at the moment, is it? Because one of the major draws to the Touhou games is actually the music, but unfortunately it is rather loud, so trying to find that balance of allowing myself to talk while not drowning out the music in its entirety is a rather difficult balance compared to a lot of games, I'd say. Okay, so it sounds good. Now, I am going to be starting on normal mode as per usual because I haven't beaten this game in normal mode. Pudding, this is Touhou 14, Double Dealing Character, the 14th primary game of the Touhou series. It is exceptionally difficult even on normal mode, especially when you haven't played it for a long period of time like me. Now, what I have to do is I can choose between 3 characters, and each character has a different shot type. I've learned that Sakuya, this character, is not a good person to start with, because she is a very defensive character. So that leaves these two, Marissa and Remu. And yeah, this game is very Japanese, and yes, the art is absolutely terrible. But hey, this was developed entirely by one guy, so I can't blame him for, not being a master at everything here. You've never seen this series before, Fleos? Well, honestly, until recently, this has not been available in America. Pudding, this is a bullet hell or danmaku shooter, which means everything in the world is trying to kill you with intricate bullet patterns. And until recently, listen, this game was not available in the US. You had to be lucky like me and have some friends in Japan who could send you the CDs, or you could do the completely legit and totally not evil thing by pirating it, because there's no easy way to get this in America. Now, again, this version I'm currently running on is perfectly legit, and the reason it's not in Japanese is because there is a Touhou Patch Center, I believe thpatch.net, that includes an automatic patcher that automatically translates this game for me. So that is why everything is in English rather than Japanese. But if you're not into that, you can always just purchase it normally. Yes, Mr. Tufno, I do understand that this series is just really getting known in the West, unless you're into the manga scene like I am. But let me begin the game and show you what it's all about. I am going to choose, let's see. I know you guys know absolutely nothing about this game, but which character would you think would be best? The weird-looking maiden, the witch, or the maid? As I'm equally terrible with all these characters, so whichever one you want me to pick, I'll choose her and show you just how poor I am at this game. If you want a little bit of background, Remu has a lot of homing wet projectiles, Marissa has a lot of firepower, and Sakuya throws knives at things. I don't really know what other way to describe her, I'm afraid. My usual character, at least, is Sakuya, though in this game she's not that good, in my opinion. Unless you're going for points, which I'm not, I'm just trying to beat the bloody thing. Alright, we're looking at... Fleos is the first one to speak up. He wants Marissa. Alright, I can either use attack with flamethrowers and laser beams, or missiles. This one has the more firepower of the two, so she makes the game a little bit easier. If you want explosions, it's definitely going to be this character right here. Mr. Tufnell, let me just say, you have no idea with what you just said. There is a lot of a certain subject matter of this game because Japan. That seems people want explosions, so we'll choose Marissa. Now, I can talk, I'll probably be able to talk eloquently for the first 3 levels. After the 3rd level, this game becomes full-blown evil. So let us begin. It starts off relatively easy, and I'll try and explain the mechanics as they go along. So currently, the main thing about this game that is new in this particular game is the amount of items that I get actually result in a bonus. If I collect a lot at a time, so if I grab all these at once, I do not have enough for a bonus. But if I get a bunch more, by collecting a specific amount of items, I can get power-ups. In this way, it was a bomb power-up, which gives me bomb pieces, and once I collect 8 of those, I can get a new bomb. If I get that bonus above 1, which means a lot of items, I have a chance to get a life piece, and if I collect up to a 2.0 bonus, I will always get a life piece. And one thing you always want to have is, like that right there, that heart, is the life piece that I was referring to. I did not get it as a bonus, but you do get it if you complete a mini-boss like Cherno, that fairy I just killed. By killing Cherno, I get a free power-up, as long as I don't mess up as long as I don't mess up the fight and end up using a bomb or get hit. You never want to get hit in this game, evidently. And as you can see, one thing with Marissa, she doesn't have a lot of wide attacks like the other characters, but she does a lot of damage, plus she has lasers. It is not a 1 pixel hitbox Flaos, it is a 5x5 pixel, unless you choose Remu. Remu has, I believe, a 3x3 pixel hitbox, rather than the 5x5 as the other characters. Now, we are at the first boss, Wakasagi Hime. If anyone wants to read the text, let me know, otherwise I'm just gonna start skipping through this, or use it for chatting with you guys. I think it might be better for chatting with you guys, because it automatically goes through anyway. Yes, Pudding, if I get hit at all, if anything hits this little glowy box in my character, it's an immediate death, unless I do something called a death bomb. If I bomb as soon as I get hit, I negate the hit and instead use a bomb, and lose a bomb rather than lose a life. That is a technique I am not great at. And I'd like to ask, how does the game look for you guys? Because I'm currently running it at 30 FPS, as running this game at 60 because of everything that goes on seems to cause some difficulty. And as per usual, I am terrible at judging how it looks based on my preview on OBS here. And as I said, this is the first boss. As you can see, her bullet patterns are not entirely difficult, but at least she has a good music theme to go with her. Right, G Pudding says it looks just fine, because I do know I got some interesting block or some weird blurriness when I ran this at 60 last time, which is why I'm doing this right now to see how it looks at 30. I'm glad to know that it looks good. That was the first boss down. Glad to have you back, Mr. Touhou. Glad it wasn't on my end that was having the problem. You missed a mermaid, but there were sadly no tentacles. But the next boss that I do fight is sort of tentacly if you squint your eyes really quick, or really a lot, because it's a dual hand, despite the game claims otherwise. As you can easily tell by the name of the stage theme. And what I would want to do is I want to grab all these items, but as per usual, you want to grab as many as you can at once. And how is this game trolling, G Pudding? It seems entirely fair to me. It's not being a complete jerk just yet, but the game does tend to get incredibly evil later on. And we're at the mid-boss already. But if you want weird things to go in your head, Mr. Touhou, just think of this character, because this character is a Dullahan. Even though it doesn't look like it just yet, it does right about now. So if you have your freaky deaky thoughts, have them on a Dullahan rather than a mermaid. But sadly, second stage mid-boss, not a problem. Oh, and one thing, as you can tell, I am now at top power. The top power is at 4.0, which is why I have so many lasers at my disposal. And if you're wondering what those tick sounds are, they are grazing. You graze, which increases how many points you get, as long as you keep your character's artwork, but not their pixel, next to a bullet, and you see that little counter over in the corner there. That tells me how many times I've grazed, which means stayed near a bullet. And every, I believe, 10 of those I get improves the point value of these blue items that you're seeing popping up everywhere. And now we're at the second boss. Which is, once again, Sekibanki, the mid-boss that we fought earlier. I love this person's theme, as I like a lot of music in this game actually. It's probably my second favorite in the series, though the final boss and the extra stage boss, which I cannot attempt, both have my favorite in the series. I'm a huge fan of everyone else's as well. And now we begin the fight in earnest. Unfortunately, her pattern is also pretty easy, as she has those lines trying to keep you... Yep, here we go at the next part. Those lines that she has are meant to trap you while she sends that big bullet after you. And then we have... I completely screwed that up. Go me. Because her head, unfortunately, blocks bullets. And as you can see, my bullet counter reset because I screwed up entirely. And now I need to find an opening between these trailing bullets to get a good hit on her. There we go. The story of this game, in case you care enough to wonder, is these characters that I'm fighting are typically weak demons who have suddenly gotten powerful, and we're there to find out why. And that is my bomb, the Dark Spark. As you can see, quite a powerful attack. And yeah, I am not doing that well, as I have already died once, and I haven't even gotten to the 4th stage yet. But such is the way of things, and that was me knocking myself into a corner. I'm probably not even going to get past the 4th boss at this stage, because that's when it starts to get silly difficult. Let's see, looks like nothing going on in the chat at the moment, I'm afraid. So now we get to the 3rd stage. The boss here is a werewolf. Because this game is a fetishist's dream. If you're into that sort of thing. The things that's making my bonus fail is I have to complete the boss without getting hit or using a bomb, or have to beat the spell card without using a bomb or getting hit, and I have been failing miserably at those. Unfortunately. Oh, well, thank you for joining me, G Pudding. Hope I wasn't too boring for you. Glad you joined me for at least a little bit, though. And the reason I'm failing is, as you can imagine, talking and playing a game with so many lasers is actually fairly difficult. And so this is when things start to get a little silly. And there's the 3rd mid-boss. I can blame you all I want, Mr. Touhou, and you are gonna like it. And if you don't like it, I recommend you purchase this game for yourself and try and talk and play it at the same time. Alright, thank you for joining me for at least a little bit, Fleos. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I didn't bore you too bad, and I hope you aren't too embarrassed to watch me get my butt whooped by magical girls. Sorry for my sudden stage of quietness. Need to make sure I don't mess up the pattern here. As I have to focus. There we go. Sorry for having to be quiet there, had to find the patterns, and now we're at the third boss, Kagero Imazumi. And this is when the game starts to pick up a little bit, not too much, that's for the next the next stage. But let me show you just how much fun this boss is. Not only does she have a good theme, as I keep saying, but now the patterns start to get interesting. Not her non-spell card, mind you. But this, for example. Damn! Oh. And that was a complete screw-up. I can't believe I missed that. That wasn't that difficult. Oh my god. I am doing frickin' terribly. I'm probably gonna have to start a new game. Yeah, you know what? Sod it. We're starting again. That was frickin' terrible. The reason I'm restarting is because if you don't complete this game without continuing, you don't get to the final boss. The game stops you. Well, actually, this game lets you continue the final boss, but then it goes, you suck, try again. So I'm actually going to be restarting. Actually, I'm going to try show you one of the other characters by returning to the title here. I apologize, that was frickin' terrible of me, but let me show you Remu here, and show you how she's a little bit different than Marissa. In terms of her attacks, as you can see, I'm not clearing things out anywhere near as quickly, because Remu doesn't have that ability, but I don't need to aim anywhere near as much. I would say this is actually a bit more difficult than Crimson Clover, especially once you get past the easy stages, which is what I completely failed to do. I think I'm going to have to stop talking when I reach the bosses so I can focus entirely on their patterns this time. Because as a Touhou player, I did frickin' terribly. She is actually throwing... I actually don't know what they're called. I don't know the Japanese name, but they're sealing cards. Basically, she's throwing amulets that seal evil at these fairies. The fairies themselves aren't evil, but because this is Touhou and you beat everything up, that was definitely... I refuse to allow myself to die on the very first frickin' stage. That was frickin' embarrassing. But this is unfortunately how these games work, especially once you are out of easy mode. Is you do not want to die on the first stage, because you have a very limited number of lives. I could accept a bomb. I could accept using a bomb. I will not accept a death, however. That is just an embarrassing moment for me. And what's real embarrassing is I used to be able to beat this game on hard, but that was like 2 years ago when this game first came out. Because this game... Actually, there's been an incredibly long hiatus between Touhou games. I mean, Touhou 15 just came out, but it was like 2 years since these games came out. Normally they're released at least once per year. And there's been a 2-year gap until recently between this game and Touhou 15. Which I guess kind of happens when the maker of these games gets married. No, Touhou, if these items hit the bottom of the screen, they are gone for good. I have to rush up to the top of the screen to collect them, and I need to collect them all at once to get the item collection bonus, which is giving me these bomb and life pieces. And since you missed the mermaid, here she is again. Now, as you can see, the focus mode of Remu here, she throws her rod, a purification rod, at the enemy, and this just gets bigger the more power levels I have, and fortunately doesn't deal a ton of damage, unlike the flamethrowers Marissa was able to do. I'll have to look at you in a sec, Mr. Touhou, I apologize. I'm going to put a bit more focus on the boss this time around. You'd throw your rod at her? Hey, I get that reference, you pervert, but that's what this game's all about. And if you don't believe me, just Google Touhou. You'll see exactly what I mean, because, wow. What's pulling down the one that's going past me? I would say it's because my character is technically going up. So because I'm going up, all the power-ups are going down, because we're investigating the source of these critters becoming aggressive. As that is the story, if you want to call it that, of this game. So basically, we're flying past the power-ups, that's why they're going off the screen. And unfortunately, that means you have to put yourself in danger in order to collect all of them. Now I have more lives, more bombs. Hopefully I'm not going to mess up as often as I did with Marissa, because I'm still going to kick myself for messing that up so many times. But with Remu's homing amulets, as you can see, grabbing items is so much easier because she can clear screens a lot better than Marissa can. Without using her bomb, of course. I'm actually looking at how much the life is drained to see which one's actually better. No, that's alright, Mr. Touhou. I don't mind talking, but I'm gonna have to try and restrict it to when the boss characters, or the boss and the main character, are talking to one another. That was probably my mistake last time. I was trying to play something where everything tries to kill me on top of responding, and with a game like this, it's incredibly difficult to do so. But at least so far, while I'm not doing amazingly well points-wise, I haven't died, so I got that going for me, which is nice. Yeah, and when you collect enough items at once, you get the 2.0 bonus, which, as I said, automatically gives you a life piece. Otherwise, it's I believe, a chance based on how many items you actually collect. Like, 1.2 gives you a fair amount, and we're once again at Sekabanki. And let's see, nothing in the chat, so I'll just skip by her dialogue. And in case you're wondering, my eyes are actually more towards the bottom half of the screen in order to... I really hate this head, it's blocking the purification rod. There we go. In order to see, if you can look right below where the boss is, you have a little red bar. Since I am not actually looking at the boss, this is how I tell where her position is for me to shoot with my regular and focused bolts. And a part like this is actually pretty simple because of the way these homing attacks work. All I need to do is do this, because they're aimed directly at me. It's easy enough since I don't need to focus on one thing, because of the way they home, to get the damage in the way I need to. Did so much better than Marissa in that fight, or that spell card. And now the fun one. Once again, it's all about moving the pattern to how I'd like it to be. Her bullets are aimed at me, so all I do is move a little bit to make certain they miss. And there we go. Yes, Mr. Touhou, this entire game, every Touhou game, except for the Gaiden or offshoot ones, are developed by one guy who made a company called Team Shanghai Alice. It's made by one guy who goes by the name of Zune. He did the art, the systems, most importantly, he did the music. So it's us. So I can't blame him that the art that he has is terrible, because he's a programmer and musician by trade. And honestly, the art isn't that important in my personal opinion, because I played Dwarf Fortress. I'm not allowed to complain about graphics. I see my name in chat. I'm afraid I cannot look at the moment what was said. Alright, Inquisitor, thank you for joining me. Have a good evening. And I hope everything goes well for you. Oh, crud, I can't get to the top of the screen. There we go. Oh man. Didn't get a life piece. That makes me sad. But I won't snub my nose at a bomb. Yeah, for the game, it does its job. I'm gonna need to be quiet here, I believe. Now this is the easy one, so one after this that sucks. Yeah, and the art, honestly, if you want to see good Touhou art, there is so many fan artists for this game that was a panic bomb. That was a panic bomb. There are so many fan artists for this game that it's like he doesn't need to do good art, because he has so many fans for this game that do all the good art for him. And if you don't believe me, just Google it, but make sure you have your filter on before you do that, because this is Japan, and we all know what goes on in Japan. And now we're at the part where I need to be the normal pattern where I need to be quiet. So I'm sorry for shutting up. There we go. Alright, thank you for joining Mr. Touhou. Hope you have a good day tomorrow, and good night. Thank you for joining me. And now, once again, I'm going to need to be quiet for the boss. As you saw how poorly I did last time when I ended up giving up. And again, the strength of Remu is because of her homing attacks. I can focus more on dodging and less on... well, more on panic bombing as well, unfortunately. And less on trying to make sure I'm hitting the boss. I can just focus on dodging instead. I don't know if those blue things can hit me, and I'm not willing to find out. Alright, we are now on her last spell card. Which isn't difficult, except for this part. Because the explosions up top force you down, and then she does this cross attack. But third boss down, we're now on to the part where this game gets fun. Quote, if you want me to say that. because this is when the game starts to become a living hell. I'm going to do a lot less talking, even if people start talking in the chat a bit more often. As usual at the start, not too difficult, but that's gonna change really, really quickly. I wish I liked the theme though a bit better. This is probably the weakest theme in the game, I would say. And late title card. But yeah! Told you this is when the game starts to get difficult. I didn't know how to get past that pattern. Now, this pattern isn't that difficult because everything here is just aimed at me. So by simply moving left to right, I can avoid basically every... I completely forgot to focus. If you focus, you pull in any item that's near your character. Enough me being lazy. Well, at least I have a whole lot of lives to get me through the rest of the game, so I'm basically able to brute force my way. Well, Metal Addict. There are cat girls in the game. In Touhou 7, there is a cat girl named Chen, who is a Nekomata, and in Touhou 11, there is Orin Kainbyo, the Ren, who is a Kashi, which is a cat that takes people to hell. So there are cat people, and there are pigeons in the form of Aya, who is a Tengu. Yeah, yes, Dark Daedalus, trying to read chat in this game is suicide, and that's why I'm doing it right now while the two characters are bantering. Because this boss is when things start to get really evil. I know I've said that multiple times, but every time I say this, it gets even worse. And if you don't believe me, wait until I hit the spell cards. So let's begin the 4th stage boss. I already forgot her name. Unfortunately, again, she has a lackluster theme, in my opinion. So, I'm gonna stop talking. That wasn't even a spell card, and I already had to bomb. By the way, if you want to know the name of the spell cards... I didn't even need to do that. That's how scared I am of her. Her name is Benben Tsukumo. Okay. Crap! Damn it! Oh, whoa. Oh, what? Okay. Curvy lasers. I hate. Everyone hates curvy lasers. Especially me. Give me musical signs. Give me curly thingies, but do not give me curly lasers. Well then, we are now on to the 5th stage. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lives, so that's fairly decent. 5th stage is when things don't get difficult, but they get interesting. Because a lot of enemies come from unexpected places because it takes place in an upside-down castle. Let's just skip through all this. This takes place in an upside-down castle. Curly lasers may be musical signs, but in these games, I just call them evil. But yeah, the theme of this stage is basically things are upside down, bullets go up and then come down, or bullets come down from the side or from the bottom up, and everything's all out of whack here. Like so. Give me that life, I need it. I see, actually I don't really see because I just caught a glimpse before I need to start dodging. Panic Bomb! I do that so well. Alright, we are at the mid-boss, who I hate severely because her bullets change trajectory and velocity at random. And then this happens. And then that happens too. Gods! Thought she would have been dead before... Damn it. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I see my name in chat. I'm afraid I cannot answer just yet. For obvious reasons. Okay, let me look at the chat now that I got a moment here. Thank you, Metal Addict. Yes, there are a very large variety of games that I enjoy playing. Yes, I don't have an excuse outside of everything trying to kill me. Like this boss that I'm currently at. There's just a very wide variety of games that I enjoy playing, and I'm trying to see which ones I think, stream the best for the audience and myself. About the only games I don't play are sports, racing, and grand strategy because I'm terrible at all of those. And now this boss that I'm at is evil. I know I've said that before, but she has some tricks up her sleeve. She reverses my controls. She flips the screen and she reverts my controls and has all sorts of velocity-changing attacks. So don't be surprised if I just bomb through her, because I hate Saija Kaijin. But she does have a really interesting theme. In case you're wondering, her theme... Oh, I see my mic peeking a bit there. Her theme is called Reverse Ideology, and it sounds virtually identical, forwards and backwards. You can YouTube that up. I'm not a huge fan of the theme, unfortunately, but it is very interesting. Now let us begin the fight, and you can see how evil she is. Screw it. Controls are now reversed. Crap. Controls are now reversed. Damn it. Controls are now reversed. Damn it! I'm probably not even going to beat the final boss now because of such bad luck on my part. Well, bad play, I should say. I can't say luck, because these are set patterns and I'm doing terribly. And I am located Eastern America, or Eastern Standard Time, so I'm in America. It is 8:22 where I am. And now I'm on the final stage. And now this and the final boss. Oh God, son of a! I was gonna say this and the final boss have my favorite themes in the game, but I highly doubt I'm gonna get to the boss now. I need that life. It's 2 a.m. where you guys are. I thank you very much for sticking around to watch me do absolutely terribly at the Little Magical Girl Murder Simulator that is Touhou. Mid-boss. I don't care. I'm bombing you. Still bombing you. Damn it! And I still lose despite bombing, because unfortunately, Remu's bombs are fairly weak. Okay, 1 life, 3 bombs, let's do this shit! I apologize for swearing. This is the final boss. She's actually supposed to be a midget. But she has probably my favorite theme in the game. I believe it's like Little Princess, Shiny Needle, or something weird like that. And she has a name I can barely pronounce. Well, I'm honored that you think that this is a good stream, Dark Daedalus. I am very grateful that you stuck around this long and watching me fail so horribly. Now, I'm barely going to talk during this boss, I'm afraid. Because I really need to focus here, because I have 1 life. I might make noises with my mouth through the music, though. Damn it! Ah! Damn it. Yup, indeed. Godverdammt. Now, technically, I could continue from here, and I can show you what happens when you beat the game while continuing. Which I might as well do that, we're right here, right? But I'm trying to beat this game once again, without continuing, because that's called a 1-credit clear. And I am depressed, because I lost, once again. I'm gonna take a swig of water real quick, my apologies. Unfortunately, Grivix, there are not a lot of big breasts in the Touhou game, as technically everyone's supposed to be prepubescent, but it's also Zun's art, so who knows? If you want big boobs, look them up online, because trust me, there's plenty. Let me show you the rest of the Sukuna boss fight, while I be very sad that I got my butt whooped. Yep, set it to retry. I already forgot that this pattern is entirely aimed at you. And I screwed that dodge up. That was... I didn't even need to do that bomb. The biggest problem with Remu is her killing power is also, unfortunately, extremely limited compared to the two other characters. But that's what you get for having aimed bullets, I guess. Alright. Damn it! And I already screwed up again. Can I even bomb in this form? I don't remember. Yes, I can! And as if you couldn't tell, I've already lost my groove. So, I apologize for failing miserably. Like, look how easy this spell card is compared to all the others I've fought. It's like, that is totally unfair. And now, the final spell card. Nope. By the way, yeah, it gets worse. It gets worse. Because of course it gets worse. Unfortunately, this means I'm gonna get the bad ending for this boss. Or for the game, really. Because I unfortunately did poorly, especially at the end there. I even got sad music too. Look at that. See, look at it, it even makes fun of me for that. It's telling me, don't give up, you can try again. Yeah, I can, then I get my butt whooped by a frickin' midget with a mallet. How lucky do I get? See, that's what I was going for, the no continue clear, or the 1cc, which also counts as 1 credit clear. Unfortunately, that evidently didn't happen, I'm afraid. I still need practice, because this game is not easy, as if you couldn't tell. Especially from the end there. But at least I can... Well, actually, if you want to see something very silly, let me show you something very silly. Oh yeah, and the way you can tell that I've actually beaten the game with every character is I can actually choose... You can't get to the extra stage without beating the final boss. And as you can see, I can choose... I can't choose her without the weapon, because I haven't beaten the game with her without the weapon yet. Same with Sakuya. But as you can see, I've beaten the game with Remu. But let me show you something kind of silly. Extra mode is what you unlock after you beat the game. By the way, there are no difficulty settings for extra mode. Think about that for a sec, eh? I doubt we'll even get to the boss, or the final boss of the extra stage. This extra difficulty is like a little bit worse than, I guess, hard mode would be a good way to put it. I've never beaten an extra stage on any Touhou game because they're that difficult, and I'm that not good at these games. I wonder how far I can actually get, though. Hey, I know this theme, actually. This is my first time into extra mode, by the way. If I haven't already said that already, I kind of forgot. I'm a bit too busy trying to not die, but I have no lives! And I'm only at the mid-boss. I have no lives, no bombs, and I'm at the mid-boss. And they still have more spells to go. You have got to be kidding me. Crap. Well, I wasn't expecting to get that far at all. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. And I'll show you one other hilariously crazy thing. No, not normal mode. Let me show you Lunatic. Lunatic is evil. Hilariously evil. Worse than extra mode that I just showed you. Maybe not at the start, but give it a sec. I'm not even expecting to beat the first boss on Lunatic, because there's been, ouch, a grand total of one Touhou game I've ever beaten on Lunatic. And it was back when the games were really easy in comparison. And she gets a spell card. Okay. Crap. Ah! Crap, I meant to grab that and I died anyway. Yeah, Lunatic is evil. I doubt I'll ever clear this game on that. I'm still working on normal mode. So technically if I wanted to, I could actually use practice. Since I've beaten the game on, I've beaten the game before, I can actually attempt any stage with practice mode if I want to, well, practice. But since I don't think I'll be getting through this boss, or getting through the game anymore tonight, and I've been streaming for almost 2 hours total today, I think I'm actually going to call it here, so I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching me. And if you'd like, by all means, please follow me at twitch.tv/CaptainJudaism and twitter.com/CaptainJudaism. If I get enough followers on the Twitter thing, I might actually start announcing when I start streaming. I'm still working on a regular time, however. But until then, shalom, and until next time.